Alright everyone, welcome back to another video. Last time we left off, we were showing the British invasion of Syria, or the Ally invasion of Syria from Palestine and Transjordan. We are now on to Britain and Russia become allies, July 9th to 13th, 1941. A new treaty is signed. On July 9th, a Russian mission arrived in London to discuss common action to be taken against Germany by the two countries. Above, M. Maisky, Soviet ambassador to the court of St. James, is seen with General Golikov. Yep. The light tunic. I don't know who that is. Rear Admiral Karlamov behind him, and other members of the mission on their arrival. 4 days later, in Moscow, Sir Stafford Cripps, British ambassador of the USSR, below, signed on behalf of Britain a pact of mutual assistance. So here we see yes. So above is M. Maisky, which I'm guessing is this well-dressed gentleman right here. Right next to him is General Golikov. And then the guy that it says behind him, so I'm assuming it's, if it wants to, but I believe it's either that guy or it could be this guy, but we can't see him, so. But yeah. And then here we see down here, there's the British ambassador to the USSR, and there we have a one Joseph Stalin. And hey, look, everyone's in this picture. Doesn't look like anyone's missing. One raid of hundreds and its effects. July 1941. Result of a daylight attack. Representative of the continual attacks by the RAF on northern France and other enemy-occupied countries was an attack in early July on Comines. In daylight, its results are visible above. The principal objective was the electrical power station, and direct hits were scored on the boiler house, pump house, and circulating water pipe system, while several near misses caused additional damage. Direct hits were also scored on the buildings in the area marked by a dotted line. So here we see all the hits and the everything's up in flames. There is the dotted line, and this is where direct hits on the buildings are being shown. They're showing the general area of where that is. Right there. Blenheim aircraft bomb Rotterdam in a daylight raid. July 16th, 1941. Holland welcomes the British bombers. A highly successful daylight attack on Rotterdam Harbor on July 16th by Blenheim aircraft resulted in the putting out of action of 17 enemy ships, totaling nearly 100,000 tons, while 5 other vessels were severely damaged. The planes operating at mass high level, amid the cheers of the Dutch onlookers, also fired 2 large warehouses and a factory. Left above, bursting bombs along the dockside, as observed from one of the attacking planes, whose tail is seen in the left foreground. Right, Dutch passerbys wave greetings to the Blenheims from a Rotterdam suburb, a striking tribute to the bombing ability of the British airmen. Below, 3 of the Blenheims are seen flying low over the rooftops as they hedge hop their way home after the attack. So here we see The big plume of smoke, obviously, is what they just bombed. And yeah, there we can see in the foreground, the plane's tail. But yeah, we can see that's what they just bombed. And there's a few other bomb spots. You can kind of see light bits of smoke from each of them. And there we see from a British bombing plane. It says that the civilians are waving, but I can't really see that. I just see them walking. Just kind of minding their own business. Not really waving, but maybe they are. And it may also be that this could be propaganda. Who's to say? And here we see those Blenheims hedge hopping, as they put it, on their way home. It's getting hard to turn the pages here. Australians enter the seaport of Beirut, July 15th to 16th, 1941. Syrian seaport occupied by Allies. The formal entry of the Allied troops, Australian, Indian, British, and Free French, into Beirut, as provided for by the Syrian armistice, took place on July 15th. The democratic forces received a hearty welcome from the dense crowd of inhabitants who lined the streets to cheer them. Above, as their transport and guns entered the lovely city. Below are seen Australian infantry, first of the Allied forces to enter the liberated city, marching to the Place des Martyrs. And then, so there we see above is lots of the British troops being cheered on by the crowds. It could look like there are lots of crowds lined around. They're probably happy to no longer be with who they were previously with. So, and there we see the Australian troops, as they said, first to enter. It's very neat. Britain strengthens her defenses in Malaya, July 25th, 1941. Empire ready in the Far East. The thickening of storm clouds in the Far East, following on the fear of Japanese action against Indochina and Thailand, led in July to tightening up of the imperial defenses in Malaya, where large reinforcements of British and Indian troops and RAF personnel arrived to reinforce the garrison. Above, Australian transport and Bren gun carriers crossing a Malayan bridge on maneuvers. Below, men of a famous regiment on the march through tropical country in the peninsula. So there we see those Australian Bren guns and all that on their way across a bridge during maneuvers. And there we see that famous detachment. It doesn't say what that is, though, but apparently they are famous. And with how few pages are, we're going to end this video a little early. So if you guys liked the video, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a comment. Tell me what I can improve on. I really appreciate your feedback. And as always, subscribe. It really does help out the channel. Thank you.